There we go. Steven, I can't hear you, but
We started.
oh, there we go. It's because you were muted. Well, everyone, we're back.
What up?
Um,
No.
Call me Sabrina Carpenter. The way we're gonna keep this short and sweet because I have everyone say it with me. Nothing nice to say. I'm just pissed off. I'm so pissed off and mad, and we're gonna explain why. And it's like I'm texting Dan right now because Dan loves to know what's going on, and I'm like, Dan, on paper, you would think that this is the most entertaining, crazy season ever.
Yeah.
We just had, the vets are being blindsided. We had a 7-7 tie. This was a 6-5 vote. Except it's not entertaining when people are just being stupid and seemingly also not trying. Um, we'll get into it. I'm just annoyed. I'm so annoyed
Me
by people's
too.
stupidity, by people's lack of effort,
Me
by
too.
just like by a lot of things. Um, and to be clear, I'm not out on the season, nor do I think the season is bad. Like I am actively interested in the season, and there is definitely I'm not bored by the state of the game, but I am just like pissed off about everything
Yeah.
this week, and we'll talk about it. The scores are not coming up.
Some of mine might.
I mean, some of mine might, but on average,
Yeah, the average isn't going up.
I'm like I'm pissed off by more people. And like this season, clearly, like when I think you made a bad move, I don't give a shit about your position. I'm gonna give you a shit ranking when your stupidity is this much. And I have certain things to say about people's stupidity, especially people that have played this game before. Literally, it's the four vets that are left that I actually want to scream out the most. It's none of the newbies. This is actually let's clock that. It's none of the newbies that I'm mad at. All speak actually.
Sorry, guys, my Wi-Fi.
It's the four fucking vets are the fucking morons here. Stupid, 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 stupid. Let's dive in.
Start with Abdul.
Um, okay, Abdul is still here and is still in the same spot. Whoopee. Um, haven't gotten a lot from Abdul. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a great thing. I haven't seen him put in much effort again to bridge with the other side, as we've been saying. The other side knows that he is one of the firmest people on the opposing side, and no one's really trying with him. Do I think he's anyone's main target? No. I think people have thrown out Johnny's name before him. I think people have thrown out now Karina and Gabby's name as well. I think he could be safe for a second, but he's not doing anything to particularly impress me. 5.
Um, I think I'm ready to go up to a 6 on Abdul. I think that he is in a comfortable spot. People who are on the other side, um, or at least people who were in the middle on this vote were going to him just to see what he was doing, which when the other side isn't campaigning at all is a huge deal in swaying votes. I think he's here for a while. I think he's smart. I'm ready to go up to a 6 on him. I feel comfortable with
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go up to a 6 too. I don't give a
it.
shit.
Okay. Okay.
Because the reality is, having Andre stay this week for him was phenomenal.
Nothing matters anymore.
Um, yeah, like life's not real. Who gives a shit? Yeah, Abdul, you get a 6. Congrats.
All right. That was easy. Andre.
Okay, Andre, let's talk about it. Um, he stayed by one vote. That was close. I'll start positive. Let me start positively. Andre campaigned. The fact that that's a base level for a nominee this season, seemingly, is a low bar. But Andre, congratulations, you met it. Um, with that said, the fact that he landed on the block shows that everything we've been saying about his positioning in the first place is true. That no one gives a shit about him in the game. And even the people that are in theory, he says like are his number ones, like Abdul, like really could let him go at any point because it's been going with the win, and Abdul has other people that he's prioritizing. Julia clearly let him go this week. And Andre has no real grasp on who actually is prioritizing in the game, him in the game, because the answer is no one. In addition, he just like the stupidity this week of like I think he thinks that he's like really playing the middle and was doing a good job up to this point. Wrong. Um, but like this week, like Zion won HOH and he went to Zion and was like, Zion, we've been voting together. Let's make a group. Me, you, Abdul, Gabby, Johnny. Great. And then Zion was like, vibes. Well, then all of Zion's intended nominees won safety. And Andre landed on the block. So Andre went to Julia and was like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed I'm on the block. Like, Zion wanted to make this chat with me with Abdul and Gabby and Johnny and thing. And then that spread around the house.
Sorry, guys.
It's like, okay, sure. Vibes, I guess. Um, I'm going down to a 3. He was on the block. He stayed by 1 vote. And the only reason it's not a 2, quite frankly, is because he did put up a good campaign and he stayed in due to his campaign for a good amount of things. So, whoop de dee, it's a 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at a 3 also. Honestly, I can see him back up on the block quite soon. I don't think this is a trend that is gonna stop very soon. Of him being unsafe and him not really realizing the reason why he's not safe. I like having him in the house. I think he's entertaining, but uh, I think gameplay wise, he's not in the middle position that he thinks he's in. And he was almost evicted if EJ had a
He
brain.
should have been evicted.
Cooper.
Cooper. Okay, actually, I'm big Cooper fan here.
Yeah,
Big
me
Cooper
too.
fan. I'm a Cooper trooper.
Trooper.
My TV just started talking and I'm scared. Wait. I didn't like that. Anyway. It's off in theory. Um, anyway. Cooper. I'm a Cooper fan. Do you know why I'm a Cooper fan? Let me tell you. Because Cooper looks at the game and it's a crazy way. We've never seen anyone do this before. He looks at the game and he goes, here's the people that I trust. I should fight for them to stay. Here's the people that can't be trusted based off of evidence that I have. I should want them to go home. Whoa! Crazy concept. EJ, take fucking notes. Um, Cooper knows who's with them, knows who's not, and he's just gonna fight for what's best for him. I applaud. I applaud. I clap and I cheer. Um, the only unfortunate thing for Cooper is like people definitely know that that's the case, and like if Cooper is a player, and people again also know this about him, where it's like Cooper is gonna say where Cooper honestly is playing very similarly to Sarah, in my opinion. Where it's like he's kind of with everyone, but also kind of with no one. Is gonna tell you where he's at. He's gonna make his points to you. He's gonna try and get you to do what he wants. And if not, well, he's not gonna change his mind. And you know what? I actually think that that's the type of gameplay that will win out in the end. Um, so I think he did all the right things. He fought for Andre to go home. He fought for Matthew to stay. He did good by Zion this week. I forgot how long this week has felt. He started off by getting called out by Zion after the double, but like worked that relationship back up. I don't know. I'm feeling good about Cooper. I was at a 3 last week. I am feeling at this point where it's like if you're pissing me off, you're gonna get lower scores, and if you're making me happy, you'll get higher scores. So I'm gonna go up to a 5.
Me too. I'm going up
Could
to a
it should it
5.
be a 4? Yeah, but it's a 5 because
No,
I will give a
I
shit.
feel comfortable in my 5 decision. I think he is playing smartly, and you know he kind of got in trouble before with his HOH. I'm hoping that if he got power again, he's learned from some of the things he did the first time. But He's middle enough for me right now where I feel like I can give him a 5 and feel comfortable.
He is also, I think, the sole person that is actually in the middle right now, where like A, he's got Eli, which is actually huge for him. B, he's got Julia, Sarah, Rod, all realizing that he was super on board for this Matthew vote and that he pushed for it. But at the same time, you've got Zion and Gabby and Johnny, who, although aren't thrilled with him, don't want him, aren't like they're willing to have him be a casualty for them. But if any of them want HOH, I don't see them going for him anytime soon. He's in a good spot. I unfortunately think this upcoming week is like the one outcome where like he might not be okay. And that casualty could come, but we'll see. I'm a Cooper Trooper.
UB Comics, we need to talk about that.
Yes, we do.
EJ.
I'm so over him. EJ, I'm so over you. Go home. I'm done. That's all I have to say. I'm so over it. EJ. Literally, I just want to map this out for everyone. Karina's a good player. She's not that insanely good that this should have worked. EJ is on a call with Karina, debating on what to do with this vote, and was literally talking out the pros and cons. And is sitting there like, okay, well, between Matthew and Andre, Matthew's been a much more dependable ally. We voted the same. We have a lot of the same people in common that we like working with. He's a vet. Andre isn't someone that I have a super tight game relationship with. He's been shaky on votes. He's been playing the middle. But my relationship with Matthew has kind of wavered over the past day, and everyone knows that Andre is playing in the middle. So what's he going to be able to do? Let me evict Matthew. And then he spends the rest of the call trying to work out how to explain to all of his allies, Sarah, Rod, Julia, why this makes sense. Isn't talking to like Johnny and Abdul and all the people that he's voting with. Like literally 0% of this made sense. Karina didn't even put up like good points as to why it made sense. She was just like talking it out and like, oh, the votes are there. And then EJ like went around and like see where people were doing. And then like I can't process a single reason why this is actually a good move. I literally cannot think of a single reason. And he also like was pushing Julia not to use the veto. None of it made I'm actually flabbergasted by how stupid
Give your score.
EJ was. I don't give a shit. I'm giving him a 2. Like he just pissed me off so unbelievably bad.
I'm probably gonna go down to a 3, but I don't hate the 2. Yeah, I mean, I just think
Like what reality are we living in?
the thing is, I think he's gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, me too. I don't give a shit.
So I feel like his slow gameplay is something that I'm just gonna have to deal with for right now. And hopefully the slow and like thought-provoking gameplay will end up being like super big brain in the end. Scott, yes, he raised his hand.
I didn't want to interrupt you because I know I'd be clocked out. But like slow is different. Like Abdul is playing slow, but Abdul is playing smart. Like at least he's going after people that aren't with like EJ. Like this was slow, as in like the term that means dumb. Like EJ, you were slow for this. Get with the program.
Right. Okay.
Why are you evicting someone that is literally like has you as one of their number ones for someone that doesn't, has screwed you on the vote multiple times before, is not like, and for people that don't care about you, screw over all the people that do, just cause like you didn't talk to Matthew. Like I'm literally so confused. It doesn't make sense.
All right.
2, and I don't give a shit.
All right, Eli.
Okay. Eli, sure. Eli, this week, like, well, let me start again. Let me start positively because I actually have positive things about say about Eli. Eli, I think, made the right move this week. She broke away from her voting group of just being a number with Cooper. She made the move that was best for her game. She realized that some people were lying to her. She's starting to switch it up. She's getting closer with Julia. I think that relationship is good. Obviously, her relationship with Cooper is good. She's realizing how much Gabby doesn't trust her. All these things are great. She flipped her vote to save Matthew. And if Matthew said that would have been fantastic. Unfortunately, Eli, we are dealing with EJ's stupidity. And you got screwed because of it. Because of that, I think her position has worsened because I don't think she's in on the other side, and I think she's out from her current side. With that said, I think this move for her was the best for her game. I'm proud of her. Come on, active gameplay, active decision in a swing vote situation that should have worked. I cannot raise my score. I absolutely cannot. She must be in the red zone. But I'm going to stay at my 4 because I'm pleased.
Me too. And that's funny how you being pleased is staying at a 4 this season. But here we are in season 18. Yeah, I'm glad she thought through the decision and made it for herself instead of just talking to one person on her side and being like, okay, this is what we're doing this week. Which is different from what EJ did, which was talk to someone he thought was on his side and said, I'm going to actively do what I don't think is best this week. But I think 4 for Eli. Maybe we'll see her come alive a little more as the pre-jury kind of wraps out. We'll see.
I personally,
Wait,
actually no. We'll get into it later.
I have. Oh wait, I put it that as Gabby. Oops. Okay, Gabby.
Gabby, I don't know how on earth we started this week with Gabby being outed as this person that's playing the middle, that cannot be trusted, that is doing too much. How we started there. And we ended this week with the House voting out her number one op. Her number one op. Like literally solely Gabby. Everyone else like thinks like, sure, like Matthew is like a big player. Like to be quite honest, everyone gave him way too much credit. Because he was kind of on the outs from the jump, and we saw how this week went. But like Gabby did very much need Matthew out of here. And now he's gone. I think the other side sees Gabby as a snake. However, after this week, I think they see other people as snakes more. They're pissed at EJ, they're pissed at Karina. Um her own side is also really pissed at her. Like Zion and Abdul, like both would love to see her go soon. A lot of people would like to see her go. I was at a 4. I'm gonna stay at my 4 because quite frankly, too many people want her out for her to be anything but in the red zone. And I think her gameplay has been too messy, especially starting this week and like telling Julia, like we started there. We started this week with Gabby telling Julia and Matthew, "Hey, like Zion and Abdul want you out." Messy. Got back to them. Um, so yeah, like I don't know. It's a little too messy. Do I think she could be here for a while? Yeah. Do I think that she like is she someone that I quite honestly I want to see around for a while? Yes, because she's one of the few people that is like actively not thinking in this hive mindset. Like the people that I want to see go far that I'm actually interested in watching play this game right now are Cooper, Gabby, Julia, Rod, and I love Sarah. and Zion. Like those are my six. Those are my six. I'm gonna hold on to them tight. Um, but I feel as though like it has to be a four, right? Like she shouldn't go down because Matthew went home and that was fantastic. But she shouldn't go up. This week was bad for her. So four, I guess. I don't really give a shit. What do you think?
I think I'm actually going to stay at my three. Um, I think I'm going to reiterate what I said last week, and I think she's still like kind of similar to last week, where I think Gabby is one of my favorites in the house right now. I love that she actively is thinking for herself. I love that she is here all the time. I love that she's invested. Those are like three things that I love about Gabby. Problem is, I think people are really starting to see her as a problem, and they did in the beginning of the weekend. Even though Matthew went home, who was great for her to go home, I don't think that is changing much perception about Gabby. She was very close to being the replacement nominee this week, and she probably would have gone home if she was on the block. So I'm going to give her a three, and yeah. But I really hope she stays around. Honestly, I'm honestly like I would have rather Matthew gone home than Gabby probably.
Yeah, after this performance, absolutely.
So, okay, Johnny.
I'm so confused. Like I never know what the fuck to say about Johnny because I have no idea what his position actually is in the game. I still stand on the fact that I don't think his like I think the way that he talks to people is sneaky and sus as fuck, and everyone can like I just see through it. But granted, I also have more information. Um, People firmly know that like he's not with them, but at the same time, they kind of like keep talking to him and like expect him to I'm confused by like Julia and Sarah's and Rod's like takes on Johnny because I don't think they have bad takes on Johnny, but they just like they know he's not with him, but they're just like fine with that question. Um, I don't think that Matthew going for Johnny this week was like fantastic, but at the same time, Matthew didn't do a lot to make it like not bad. And then Matthew had his name in his mouth, so like sure it was good, but like Andre wasn't really doing anything for him. Granted, now we know what's to come. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, okay, like I don't know. I'll be at a five or a six. I don't know which one. What are your thoughts?
I'm probably gonna stay at my six for Johnny. I think that he is in an active spot of influencing the game. Actually, very impressed with Johnny this week. I think he it can be chalked up to a lot of him why a lot of people were voting Matthew this week. So
Yeah,
I'm going to give him credit for that because I think he's in a lot of people's ears, and I don't think he's really. I'm not that concerned about him right now, so I'm going to give him a six.
I agree with the six. Um, you're right that he's in a lot of people's ears. I think he does have a lot of influence. My biggest my biggest worry about him, as is with the whole cast, essentially, is like he has a lot of influence. He's in people's ears, but is he making the right moves? Ultimately, I think yes for
Yeah,
him this week.
ultimately, like, what's
Like I don't think
how do you
Andre
define
going
that?
like better. Like I think this week was just like ultimately for him this week. I think like not caring was equally fine. But I think you're right that like he's in a lot of people's ears. He at least now has started to like this week specifically, and I will give him kudos for this. When he was talking to people like Julia and Sarah and Rod was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna vote to Vic Matthew. And was just like, just say it. Amazing. Just say it. Now they don't feel snaked by you. So actually, yeah, a six is absolutely correct.
Let's move on to Julia, someone that does not deserve a six.
Julia. Julia. Um, remember everyone, let's take a flashback to last week where I said countless times on recording for everyone to see. Julia Moss is just good at the game of Big Brother. I thought, I'll admit when I was wrong. I'll admit when I'm wrong. And I was wrong. Julia Moss is bad at the game of Big Brother. Because what the fuck was this? I don't understand Julia Moss. One, when you see Matthew and Andre on the block, one of whom is someone that you know IRL and is not going to be putting you up, and two, the other one who is your final two, why you want to throw the veto in the first place. I don't know why you want that, especially when you know that the HOH has been coming after you. Like, why are you trying to appease this person? Two, when you then actually win the veto, why the hell do you not save Matthew here? I literally cannot process this. Yes, Zion hinted that, Karina might go up. But Julia, you know that Karina fucked you over on the Cade vote. You know that Karina has been wishy-washy as hell. And you know that Matthew is locked in with you and is always voted your way and is in your actual alliances with Sarah and Rod and is the person that's on the same page as you on that. You know who has not expressed that? Karina. So why are we not using the veto to protect Karina? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Even if you want to use the logic, oh, well, Matthew would have a better time getting the votes than Karina would. I think false. False statement. Because the people that would evict, one, like, she was like, well, who would vote to evict Karina that would it vote to evict Matthew? And she was like, well, Abdul. And Matthew was like, Abdul literally used the veto on Andre. He's not going to vote him out. Julia seemed to ignore that fact. She really just seemed to be prioritizing this theoretical relationship with Zion, which blows my mind. And here's what I think it buckles down to. And Julia Moss, I don't mean this to sound harsh because I love you so dearly, but I think Julia Moss is a player that wants to be in that middle sneaky position so badly. She wants to be in that position so badly, and she got it on season 15, and she played it really damn well for a really long time. Julia Moss, that is not your reality on this season. This season, you're on the outs with Matthew. So when you win the veto and he's on the block, use it on him. Because you know what Zion isn't doing now? Oh, Julia did what I wanted, and now I'm not targeting her. No, if Zion wins HOH again, he's putting your ass up. And now Matthew's gone, and you're down a vote when it could have been Karina that's gone, in theory, in your mind, which would have been better for you. All to say, also, that Karina was never going up, and you got tricked. You got tricked so badly. I was at a 5 last week. You were at a 6. Stock market crash. Because she put in lots of good work in the vote and wasn't stupid the whole time, I'm not going to crash down as low as EJ, but I'm going to give Julia a 3 because this was bad.
I'm going from a 6 to a 3. This is crazy. This was crazy. And the good work in the vote campaign for what? Literally for what? It doesn't matter. Because she already fucked it up with the veto. That's I don't even know. It's oh, I just stabbed you with a knife. Oh, but I have this half band-aid here. Okay, it literally doesn't matter anymore. Oh gosh. I don't know what to say. You said what needed to be said about her, so
I'm so annoyed.
Yeah. Crash. These scores are crazy. Karina.
Remember when I said last week that Karina's finally getting back to this little mastermind position? Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. I'm pissed off again, Karina. And we're back to the fucking start. Because what the fuck was this? Um, this is ridiculous. This is literally ridiculous. Is there an argument that this was the right move? Maybe. Maybe. And that's giving her a lot of grace, in my opinion. She is running out of rope. The people that she's aligning herself with are not gonna, like how I'm seeing it, are not gonna be with her. Gabby is real fed up with Karina after this double and is real fed up with Karina with how she handled this vote. And Gabby started to tell Karina this. Julia is now real fed up with Karina. Rod and Sarah are real fed up with
What's she gonna do? Seriously.
um what is who gonna do?
Julia, like
Well, I'm talking about Karina right now, though. I gave Julia 3. Like, yeah, what is she gonna do? But I'm saying like Karina is sticking her flag in this camp of people. Like Zion will certainly be very loyal to her. I don't think Gabby will when it comes down to it. I don't think Johnny will when it comes down to it. Um, Abdul maybe. She doesn't have a relationship with Eli. Like she's planting, and like I think that like Matthew and Julia like were riding for her. They really were riding for her. I'm so confused by this move. Not specifically by this move. If you want to make the argument that Matthew is a dangerous player that you wanted to take out of here, fine. The lengths that Karina went to like blindside this whole other side of the house, now they're all pissed at her. Like she's lost them. There could have been a way to functionate this like the Kate thing where she didn't lose all of them. But this is bad. I'm going to a red score. I'm giving her a 4. I'm so annoyed.
I mean, she really has been riding the middle where either vote this week was not going to be great for her. Only because I think out of the two decisions, this might have been the wrong one for her because of how loyal I think Julia and Matthew were to her. But I don't, I don't not respect, sticking your flag with one side, even if only a few people on that side are with you. She's made her decision, and I think that she wants to stick with that side. Hmm. Because, and here's why I'm not upset. She was never really with Julia and Matthew. Like, not truly.
I know she wasn't, but that's dumb.
Yeah, but it's not like she like sided with them for the Cade vote and all of a sudden was like, I'm flipping. Like she was never with them. I'm gonna stay at my 6 for Karina, I think. Um I I want to see how this flushes out before I go down on this. Um I'm not down on her. Yeah,
This might be the first time that we're split red and green.
maybe. No, remember when you gave Grace Del Piso a 10 and I give her a 3?
That's right. That's right. I do remember that.
Laura, okay.
I mean, 2. Next. Like, I don't know what else is like. Was that a 3? I can't like with who I have at 3s. Like Laura, like 2. Like she's just like, what are we doing? She doesn't
I'm giving her a 1 again.
um she doesn't have a single ally. No one can get a hold of her. She seemingly just goes with the wind on like kind of whatever she wants. No one can bank on her. This was a 6-5 vote. Like her vote does not matter. She needs to go. Like,
She needs to get out of here.
like go. Go by. And she's not going to either. That's the thing. Like she's gonna Emma Mac her way to the end, and that's doing a disservice to Emma Mac, who was a social incredible, lovable, likable, also strategic, like in on the moves. Like what's the equivalent? Like I don't like. Oh my god, Mara, do anything. Think like even I to be scared. I love Laura so much, but like try to think. Even like just try. Even if we tried and we came up with the wrong decision, at least I could say you tried. But like, there's nothing going on. Anyway, I love you, girl. Christ almighty, what is this season?
Okay.
Oh, good. Matthew.
All he had to do was talk to EJ a little more.
No, you could stop that statement right there. All you had to do was talk. All you had to do was talk, period. Could have been Laura, who could have gone with the wind. Could have been EJ, who is one of his closest allies. Matthew with peace and love, and like I will never disrespect Matthew as a player because he's an incredible player. But he said in his dining room, like, I want to make clear I'm not giving up. No, I want to call a spade a spade. I think he gave up. I think if he wanted to, he could have said a text. And I think that he's kind of not been feeling this season, is my read on the situation. And to each their own. That's fine. But he went home because he didn't campaign. I did not see a single text of an actual campaign from Matthew. One. Love you down,
One.
King. But one.
It's the fact that he could have stayed too.
It's so easily. So easily.
Very easily.
And Johnny said it in his diary room, which like correct. We once again did the thing, and like literally it blows my mind because it's the vets that do it. They send a text in the house chat. Hey guys, I'm on break at work. Reach out to me. Boy, you're the nominee. You're on the block. You reach out to them. They have nothing to offer you. Like, he so easily could have gotten more votes here.
Rod.
I love Rod. I love Rod so much because Rod is just someone that thinks with his brain. Thinks with his brain and calls out when people don't think with their brain. Rod's just in a spot right now where he can't do anything about it. And he's so far on the outs, he's really only got like Sarah and Julia left at this point because EJ just turned on him. Karina's never been with him, although he's never been with Karina in the first place, and he knows that. The whole other side has been like pushing for him to go. Like, he's just not in a good spot. Quite honestly, position-wise, I should go down to a 3. But I don't think I want to. And this is my damn show, so I'm not. So 4. Like, no, maybe it has to be a 3. Maybe it has to be 3. Because Matthew going was bad. And Julia's at a 3. But Rod didn't win the veto and not use it. 4. It's a 4. It's a 4.
That's funny because I was personally deciding based on solely personal reasons, going from a 4 to a 5 because Rod is one of the few people that I can actually bear to witness playing the game this season. I want to go to a 5. I don't think I can, but I want to. So spiritually, this is a 5, but physically, this is a 4.
I'm typing 4 in the box.
So yeah, I hope he gets out of this shitty position. And like he's actively trying to. So it's like it's not like he's like, oh, I'm in this shitty position and woe is me and I'm gonna be like stuck here forever. Like he's trying. So I have hope. Sarah Moynihan, aka the winner of BBS.
I'm a Sarah Moyna fan. I love this girl. Sarah, I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you.
Please save us, Sarah.
Please save us, Sarah. For the love of God. I love her so much. And honestly, credit to her. She went on the block in the double eviction and stayed 9-3. And this week has like continued to just get in with people and talk to them. That's all it takes. All it takes is talking. Talk it out. And she's not trying to snake anyone, which is reading really well for people because people can tell that she's not trying to snake them. And she is just trying to sincerely tell them, like, hey, like we're talking, I'm with you. Here's where my head is at. I'm gonna try and convince you to like see the same way. If you don't, like I'm obviously not gonna be thrilled with it. Things like that. Do I think that her read on the game is a little off because of that? Yes. However, her priorities are straight. She knows that Rod and Matthew were like the people that she needed to prioritize. I think she's going to be thrown for a bit of a loop here because there was this lie that went around that like Julia like lied that Zion ever said that Karina was going up and it was actually Gabby, which is what they wanted, and then she didn't use the veto and that was dumb. And like Sarah kind of believed it. I don't know if they've cleared the air since then. I think the fact that Julia just voted to keep Matthew might absolve that. But with that said, like the other side is actively trying to pull Sarah in. I think Cooper's off Sarah's back because they kind of need each other. And obviously her whole side is good. The only reason I'm not going up to a 6 is because Matthew went home. And Matthew going home was so bad for her. But like I clap, I cheer, I am rooting for Sarah. I I want to see her go far. She would make my heart so happy if she won. Do I think it's gonna happen? Not right now. No, I don't think so. But I would love for that to happen, and I will be giving Sarah a 5.
Second. I'm also gonna give Sarah a 5. I hope she goes up as well. I love her, and I hope that she improves her position and ingrains her way with more people as the jury phase kicks into gear soon, later this week. Okay, Zion.
Wait, hold on. I didn't put in. Um, wait, where'd it go? There it is. Okay, Zion. Let's walk through this. At the tail end of last week's rankings, we were like, or specifically all on my words here, I was like, I could go down to a 4, but I'm only going to judge what happened this week. When we're probably going to go down again next week. I am really impressed. This was a really, really strong week for Zion for me. Do I think that he blew out of proportion that Matthew needed to go? Yeah. Yeah. With that said, I look at this board and like there wasn't someone that Zion like is looking over that like is coming for him. And therefore, take a big shot at the other side. Absolutely. And Matthew is that. Um, I'm not mad at the move at all. In addition, like Julia's been working him to like try and get in on his good side. And he's like slowly but surely been letting it happen. Not like he's being fooled by her at all. Julia's being fooled by Zion. He then got the veto not to be used by Julia. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane that happened. Um, I look at Zion and after, quite honestly, like the incredible pivot that he was able to take this week after having all of his shit rocked right after the double by Gabby for, I mean, I know what reason, but like going from that to then winning HOH on a week that could have gone so shit for him after how this team player comp went and the veto was still able to manipulate this for Matthew staying on the block and getting the votes for him to go home and still having Sarah feeling good with him and Julia feeling good with him or like fine with him. And his whole side is, I think, now locked in on him more than ever because he was able to prove to them his loyalty. This was phenomenal. And for the first time in season 18, I will be going up to a 7 because he deserves it this week, in my opinion. So it's a 7 from me.
I think I'm only gonna go up to a 6. Uh, I just like I'm just a little worried about him. I think he's a little volatile,
For sure.
and that worries me a lot. I don't feel comfortable going up to a 7 yet for him. Um, I think I think people are starting to see I think people are starting to see him that way too, which is not good. And I did think I'm going up because I think he had a pretty good HOH week this week with um everything that you mentioned with especially with getting him to not have Julia not use the veto. Um I'm just worried about him. Uh I honestly could see him filling out one of the last spots in the pre-jury. Um so we'll see.
See, I so disagree. I don't see how that happens. Okay, actually, pause on this week. Now we can talk spoilers for next week.
This is a spoiler.
This is a spoiler warning.
This is a
Um,
spoiler alert. Wait, what is it? This is a
uh, I forget. I haven't gotten to the RHAP spoiler button in a while.
ooh, the whole graph shifted. Way to go, you
Um,
broke it.
okay, spoiler. I think, and this is why I locked in my scores before the HOH and I stuck to them. I think the one HOH that would for sure put up Zion, just one. Um,
And that's not why I'm
however,
saying that either. I just think that he's playing very hard. He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with him saying he studied super hard for the HOH. He set a
yeah,
record-breaking
that was
time.
crazy. That was crazy.
He set a record-breaking time of 40 seconds in Morphomatic, which is great. I love as a host seeing people study for the competitions. Like, no, I love nothing more than that. I just think expressing that to everybody and bragging about it is not the greatest.
Yeah, no, that wasn't great. I just don't know. Like, I think that he proved to his side how hard he was willing to go to bat for them, while also not letting his guard down about Gabby, not letting his guard down about Cooper, but won them back. The fact that the bridge isn't totally burned with Julia after this week is insane. Um, the fact that Matthew is gone this week is insane. Like, I just think that, like, and it's largely due to him. So I want to give him his flowers. I do agree that we could see him go here soon, but I think that he's also, quite honestly, the person in the game that has the most people that would fight for him to stay. I think Karina goes really hard for him to stay. I think Abdul goes really hard for him to stay.
We shall see.
Quite honestly, I think Johnny goes pretty hard for him to stay. And I can't say the same thing about anyone else in the game that like has these people that are just like built in gonna fight for him.
We
Um,
shall see.
so I'll be intrigued to see. In terms of talking about next week, I don't know. I think likely the next time we get on rankings, there's going to be two more people evicted, yes? Unless we plan on doing back-to-back nights, which we could, but is there going to be a lot to talk about?
We'll talk about it.
Well, we'll see. Well, maybe we'll be back for another one. Maybe there might be two boots. We are approaching the end of the team player and heading into our special eviction. Right before the jury. I don't in the world where Andre puts up, I think most likely the vibe that I've gotten is he's going to put up Cooper and Zion. I think Cooper is a shoe and boot between those two. And I think if either of them come off the block, Eli's going up and is even more of a shoe and boot than those two. So it's kind of where I see it right now. But then again, nothing is for sure with this fucking cast.
Now, did Riley Flanagan really sound that crazy compared to the vets that we got this season?
Sound, yes. Decision making, no. Her decisions were good.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
We thought that
yeah.
she would have been an outlier compared to what we thought we were going to have. Now, seeing what we do have,
The vets this season, y'all, oh my God. Like, oh my God. I wouldn't be mad if Julia and EJ were the next two boots. I wouldn't be mad. I
I
wouldn't be
was
thrilled.
at the pre-jury, yeah.
If I had to guess who's gonna round out the pre-jury, I think and I kind of hope, no shade. I promise I'm not just preying on Eli's downfall after I predicted her to be the first boot. I think Eli would be my preferred of the options that are seeming like to happen in this next week. I think I would like to see Eli go over Cooper and Zion. Um, if those really are the three options. As for who could go home in this chain of whatnot, um, it's really kind of impossible to predict because people could choose anything and there's a lot of different strategies. However, I think one of the more likely outcomes is like it falls on someone like Laura, where it's like if no one's in true full power and control, everyone fight to save your people, and like someone like Laura gets caught in the crossfire, someone like Andre gets caught in the crossfire. I'm not mad about either of those outcomes, but we'll see. Who knows where we'll be next time we speak?
Hopefully in a better place.
It's going to be hard to be worse.
Could all be dead. All right. Bye, everybody.
I